It's my animality.
Alright, so as you can probably tell, today I'm working with Nightwolf. I initially did a redesign of Nightwolf that maybe one day I may or may not share with you guys. That depends on whether or not you want to see it or not. Let me know in the comments below. But this started off as a Nightwolf redesign that I did a while ago, but a suggestion was made to me to actually do a redesign of Nightwolf gender swap in Mortal Kombat 1. And I'm not gonna lie, that really sounded like a really intriguing design prospect to take on. I don't know why I just like making things harder on myself. So I went ahead and went to work on a female Nightwolf, which was kind of more challenging than I thought, just to make the design look unique and still make it seem true to the sort of shaman that we know and love from the Mortal Kombat games. And being honest, Nightwolf has had some really cool designs, especially a lot of his MK1 designs. But being honest, he's also had some garbage designs too. His Mortal Kombat Deception ones come to mind immediately. And just some really weird bulky designs too. So to be able to do a female one actually means that I don't have to make him, not that I would have anyways, but he doesn't have to have that bulky look, or it's not even expected for me to do that this time around. Or at least I plan on not doing that. So in any event, I'm about to go ahead now and get to work on a female Nightwolf. So here we go.
I've seen better. Don't sweat it. I've seen worse too.
Okay, so it's always weird starting off these designs because part of the most important points of doing these like redesigns and stuff like that is I need the pose to look somewhat cool, because even a bad design with a cool pose, the pose itself can help out the design. It's like a cool design can help out a bad pose, or a good pose can help out a bad design. I kind of want them both to be in sync and nothing to be bad, but you know, helps. But in this case, I was really conscious of like how the design would read, because the idea of a female Nightwolf is not going to resonate with everybody. So I was initially going to have a tomahawk in the hands of this Nightwolf, but I just thought it would be cooler if she had double tomahawks. She had like one in each hand. So I just went with like a strong pose holding the two tomahawks and just went from there. The previous Nightwolf design that I did, it was actually just one, and I just skated through from there. I also kind of didn't want to actually make the same design twice as is. I wanted to make some type of changes, so I felt like I was at least trying to do something different. Like I said, there's a part of me that really wants to show that design off, but maybe at a later date. Also, the Nightwolf in MK1 sort of had pupils. I like the idea of Nightwolf without them. I don't know why, I just do. I think I sort of got that idea too from the Mortal Kombat Saturday morning cartoon that used to come on back in the day, if anybody remembers that. I'm not sure if Nightwolf ever had white pupils in the games or not. It might be just a thing that I just came up with on my own. I have no idea. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I gave that to her in this design anyways. Like I said, it just looks cool. I know that in modern Mortal Kombat games, they don't have a lot of skin showing on the female, so I made it a point to give her a short skirt, but still cover partially or parts of her legs, so it didn't look as exposed as all the other like old school MK designs. But I still wanted some skin showing. It actually bothers me that they just make it a point to just cover up every single female character now. It's annoying. This was a design where I didn't want to do that, so like I said, it's kind of a compromise between both. So like she's uncovered between like the knees and the upper thighs, and I just left it at that. Then I just gave her a bunch of like tassels and random feathers on the design too. I did that in places where I kind of just looked at it like there was dead space and I wanted to add something, so it helped. Also, right now is a good time to let you guys know to like and subscribe to the video if you haven't. Also, just to let you know, I have a webcomic that I've posted on my website, www.shadowassassins.com, if you want to go ahead and support me there and check out my artwork and my webcomic. So then after that and getting all the line art in, it was starting on the coloring phase, which it's Nightwolf, so I pretty much knew there was going to be a lot of black and blues in. I also wanted to get in a good deal of browns and reds, especially a lot of the browns, but I didn't want too much of that. Like I said, Nightwolf has had some pretty washed out designs. And then I also made the choice to like the dark Nightwolf look from MK1 with like the majority of her face painted up with black. I like that, so I went with that here too. And the shading kind of doesn't help that. She looks She looks like a warrior. Like, if that's what the intention of Nightwolf's design is, I think I nailed it in that regard, especially when I started doing the shadows of the design. Then with the highlights, once again, because of the amount of details in the clothes itself, I needed to make 2 different passes for the actual highlights. So I did the initial highlights in color and then had to go back in certain spots and do it with the actual sort of white with the opacity like lowered on it, particularly on like the shoulder pads and then the sash in the middle. And then I had to clean that up because that was completely blown out when I initially did that on the sash in the front. So I had to go back and do that a second time. Then as usual, finishing out the design, adding the specular highlights to it. I was almost finished. I wanted to go back and do details on the tomahawks to sort of make it look like they were glowing. Like I said, it's still Nightwolf, so I still wanted to look somewhat true to the character, so I added a glow to the tomahawks themselves. And from there, she was finished. And we're left with this brand new female Nightwolf. Like I said, had it not been brought to my attention, I would have never have thought to do something like this before. But it got the old brain working and I appreciate the suggestion. Like I said, I love taking like a simple design and making it a little more complicated for me, just to give me something different to work with. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, whether or not you think it's actually an interesting looking Nightwolf or not. And like I said, let me know if you ever want to see that other Nightwolf design, the traditional male one, because I'll post that one at some point too. Also, like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And you all have a good one, and I'm out.
Well, there's a slow way, and there's a fast way.
We don't have time for the slow way.
That's what I thought you'd say. Sweet dreams, Liu Kang.